Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Clarence T. East Field for a little bit of York Dukes varsity football tonight. The season opener for the Dukes as they take on the Schaumburg Saxons. Getting ready to go to start in just a few minutes here. First, the national anthem. Josh, as you recall, the Dukes last year had a tremendous season, going 8-1, making the playoffs, unfortunately losing, but the fans, the staff, the players, they're all just so excited for this season. How much have you been looking forward to this day?
This is a very competitive York Dukes team, and I'm excited for a great year. And to start off against a good opponent here in the Schaumburg Saxons, we're hoping for a good game and a Dukes win. Let's get ready to go.
On your feet, Duke fans, for your York High School fight song. And now, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, conducted by Michael Pavlik.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clarence T. East Field. We are just moments away from the season opener for the York Dukes football team. Josh, just to recap, like we said, the Dukes 8-1, 5-1 in conference. They had a first round playoff matchup with the Manuka Warriors, in which they fell in a very rainy day, 16-13. But nonetheless, so many returning seniors as we see the Dukes run through the tunnel.
A very cool sight to see, and this team is hype and ready to go. This is one of the most competitive Duke teams we've had in over a decade. This team has aspirations of going far in the state playoffs, as well as winning the conference title this year, and I believe they can do it. There's going to be a lot of tough games against Hinsdale Central at Hinsdale Central, against Lions Township there in LaGrange, as well as probably the biggest one and one of the biggest games in the state this year. York Dukes are hosting the Glenbard West Hilltoppers. That's going to be a huge one, but you got to kick it off well. You got to start a season off on the right foot, get momentum going if you're going to want to compete for the conference championship, and that starts right here tonight against the Schaumburg Saxons, a team they played for the opening game last year in Schaumburg, and they ended up winning that game 37-7. And the team showed out, really dominated the whole time, and tonight the Dukes are looking to repeat their performance from about a year ago.
Kick for the Dukes, number 36, Damian Lott.
Just moments away from kickoff, and just like you mentioned, this Dukes culture, Mike Fitzgerald, the head coach for this Dukes football team in his third year, and just like you said, it starts tonight. For this Dukes team, it started since that rainy October night when they lost to Manuka. Within weeks, they were back to work, working out in the fitness center, just hosting team get-togethers. They just could not be more excited for this season.
Friday night in Elmhurst.
You wanted Chargers. I'm not getting the fucking Chargers.
The Saxons will receive the ball first. Damian Glod's the kicker for the Dukes, set to kick this one off. And we are underway in the 2022 season. And it's muffed! Already the crowd beginning to get to the Saxons. Only a touchback, but clearly the nerves were evident. That was number 4 for the Saxons.
On the 20-yard line.
And the Saxons will begin this drive on the 20-yard line. The Saxons, a team that went 2-7 last year, averaging 19.8 points per game, giving up 31.8 points against. Went 0-5 in conference, did not make the playoffs. They are looking for a rebound year this year. But the Dukes are a tough opponent to start out the season.
Sent them to you.
First and 10 for the 20 now. They give the ball to the running back, and he only gets a few yards there.
Run made by number 5, Joseph Malcuso. He was tackled by the joint efforts of number 4, Evan Grazzini, and number 7.
Evan Grazzini with the tackle there for the Dukes. Second down and 9.
As you were talking about, a lot of juniors returning as seniors here, starters, and Evan Grazzini was one of those great rotational players for the Dukes defense last year, which was a top 10 rush defense unit in the state last year. Extremely effective and did well there, only allowing a yard.
Looks to his left, immediately facing pressure, and a big hit. Flags come a-flying. But a sack by number 21. That's Cole Ostendorf.
Great play there. And a holding. A couple flags went to flying there, and that's going to be a holding call, but I think they are going to decline it to make it a third down and long here. Duke's looking for a great stand, and what a start to the season this would be.
Now 3rd and 15 for the Saxons here. The quarterback under center for the Schaumburg tonight is Joseph Macaluso, number 5. Under some pressure here, needs 15 to move the chains. Drops back, immediately facing pressure, has to drop it off to a screen But number 29, Reese Richardson, the defensive back, was there waiting for him. A quick 3-and-out for the Saxons, and the Dukes offense will likely get to work here.
And Reese Richardson showing why he has a D1 offer from Drake there. What a play there, reading it and immediately making the wrap tackle. Something a lot of cornerbacks, especially at the high school level, aren't able to do very well, and that's tackle. And even NFL DBs can't do that very well. But he was able to do it there and showing why.
Number 19, Brian Filosa, is back to return the punt. Has one punt returned for a touchdown in his high school career. He came last year. And a punt that is skied in the air, bounces around the Dukes 30. That's going to roll out at about the 35. So a very, very short field for the Dukes on their opening drive. 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And Josh, as good as this defense is, this Dukes offense may be even better.
Yeah, you look at this star-studded trio of last year. Kelly Watson in the backfield, Matt Veza at quarterback, and Charlie Specht out wide, as well as you got a lot of talent in that offensive line. Big dudes ready to move some people and eat some pancakes tonight for the whole season. This is going to be an effective offense. Yeah,
this offensive line has quite a bit of chemistry. Watson and Veza were both all-conference players last year in the West Suburban Conference. First snap for the Dukes is a give to Watson, but he doesn't get much there. A good stand by the Saxons front four.
A little cutback, but a good job by that five-man front that the Saxons show, dropping two linebackers to the line of scrimmage, disguising a lot of blitzes that way, as well as a good rush defense they have. And they've been teaching the system with three-year starter linebackers.
Dukes in the spread formation. Veza takes the snap. Plenty of time, fires downfield, and a wide open Charlie Specht. He's got it. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Dukes.
What a throw, getting clobbered. Matt Veza got absolutely destroyed on that play and released a perfect ball to Charlie Specht to the front corner of the end zone. He was able to complete the play and score. What a great job by that duo.
And one of the most lethal quarterback-wide receiver duos in this conference already has their first connection, and it goes for 6. The Dukes picking off right where they left off from last year. They're an extra point away from a 7-0 lead early in the first.
Stoppage there, but back to that junior trio that are now seniors. Veza and Watson were both all-conference offensive players, and Charlie Specht, unfortunately, for his numbers, was in a stacked wide receiver room for the Dukes last year, so he didn't get the numbers again on all conference, but he showed there why he can for sure get it this year.
Damian glides right through the uprights. And a quick 2-play drive for the Dukes offense.
Duke's looking for another standout defensive possession here. Domination through the first couple of attempts on either side.
Totally dominating thus far. Heard another great performance from the Dukes marching band. Always there to get the crowd fired up.
Gotta love the bands. What makes high school football and Friday night's lights the best.
Number 36, Damian Block.
Glides with the boot. Lets it bounce and receives it at about the 15-yard line, immediately met by Duke's defenders.
Number 4, Marcus Stewart.
Not a great start for the special teams unit for the Saxons. A muffed kick the first time, and then letting the ball fall in front of you, and the Dukes nearly recovered it as if it was an onside kick, but 45 yards down the field instead of just barely 10 yards down the field. doesn't help your offense when they're already struggling against one of the top defenses in the state. And the momentum is built and lost in the special teams. And so far, they've lost everything at the start of both drives.
So now Joseph Mcquade will come out for his second drive of the game. See if the Saxons can do better than what their first drive. They start this off with a jet sweep. Got a couple yards maybe, but the Dukes swarming him past the line of scrimmage. Number 15, Ashton Naraki, was there to clean it up.
Great play there, change of directions, got kind of fooled on the play, on the sweep to his right, but he was able to chase it down and get the tackle. Nice job there.
Yeah, the Saxons trying to change things up a little bit, spread the Dukes defense out. Only gained a yard here, 2nd and 9. Mcquade stepping up in the pocket, fires downfield, and it is almost intercepted. Underthrown. That was Matt Sutter in coverage. Got his hands on the ball, but just couldn't come down with it. 3rd and 9.
Great zone coverage there, able to read the quarterback's eyes as the defender, playing the deep middle as it looks like he's been doing, and nearly coming down with it if it wasn't for the wide receiver having to turn into the defensive back and make the tackle on him.
Wow.
3 wideouts on the field for this play. Mcquade takes the snap. Grazzini's there to pressure him. Mcquade has to get rid of it. That is caught. No, incomplete. That was number 6, Omarion Jones, the intended receiver. Jack Korzanowski was there to break it up. And a second straight 3 and out for the Saxons.
Mcquade, honestly, with a good play there, is able, getting tackled from the ankles, a shoestring tackle, able to get the play off. But unfortunately for them, Jack Korzanowski was there to make a great play.
Now another punt for the Saxons. That one was nearly blocked. Filosa's going to let it bounce. And a favorable Saxon bounce will set the Dukes up inside Schaumburg territory at about the 47, 48-yard line. Another short field for Matt Veza and company.
Based on the way the Dukes are playing tonight, I have a feeling we'll be saying that a lot deep into the night.
Yeah. The Dukes defense keeping Schaumburg deep in their own territory and helping out the offense quite a bit.
And there you see the junior running back to keep the tradition going of strong York running backs over the past few graduating class, and Jake Mellion, who was really effective in the green and white scrimmage.
And there is Mellion on his first run. Gets up the middle. He's got space. Plenty of green ahead of Mellion. Just brought down by the last defender, but a big gain of about 20 there. And the Dukes offense is moving. And Josh, just like you mentioned, Watson is still on the field. He's playing in a slot receiver. And there is, Watson. Set up a pass for him in the flat, but he couldn't hold on.
Yeah,
Second and 10.
The Duke's looking to use his receiving ability a lot more this year, and he's going to very well be effective as he was used as sort of the lightning role last year, playing both a receiving back and rushing back last year.
So now 2nd and 10. Does it with the hard count, trying to draw the Saxons offside. Now looks to his sideline. As it looks left. Has his man, that's tight end Anthony Mancini. He rumbles his way to about the 25-yard line. It'll lead to a short 3rd down. We'll see where the officials spot it. It's going to be 4 yards to go for the Dukes. And we'll see what they draw up here.
There's Watson again out in the slot.
That's on 3rd down. They give it to the junior Luke Melander. And diving for the first down. Did he get there? A little too close to tell from here, but they are not going to give it to the Dukes. It'll be a 4th and inches now.
Looks like the Dukes are going for it. Those are the play calls you love to see. You're in the opponent's territory, and it's only 4th and short. Got to take these opportunities.
Coach Fitzgerald, known for being aggressive. We'll see if the Dukes can convert here. As they're trying to draw him off sides, now looks to the refs. Just under 7 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Beza, the give to Melvin, gets the first down with ease, and this Dukes drive continues.
Another great offensive line possession there. That time it was Mcquade sealing off the C gap, allowing Melvin to have a clear opening for an easy 4 or 5 yard gain.
Yeah, Mcquade, one of the many seniors on this offensive line. This chemistry is extremely beneficial for this Dukes offense. As the Dukes enter the red zone now. Does on the rollout, has an open man. That's Mancini. Mancini at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. The Dukes strike again. It's Anthony Mancini from about 15 yards out.
Number 38, Anthony Mancini.
The junior wide receiver, Luke Mallendor with a great play there to hold up his defender and keep that outside corner of the end zone clear for Mancini to run in. Good blocking by there, and obviously a great run by Mancini.
Great blocking. The Dukes picked up the 4th down, then just a simple play action rollout to hit the crossing tight end. The Dukes are building up quite the lead here in this first quarter. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Can't get much better than that. And we'll see how Schaumburg responds as their offense will be out on the field for the 3rd time today in just a few moments. You're listening to York Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. Dukes 14, Saxons 0. We'll be right back.
Jackets all available for all seasons.
Glad's just about set to kick off. Marcus Stewart back to receive the kick for the Saxons. Receives it at the 10. Oh, and there's a flip. A quick little lateral does work in the Saxons' favor, but not much better than if he would have just let it go out of the back of the end zone. Schaumburg will set up shop at about the 20-yard line.
Good form tackle by Jack Korzanowski, and that flip didn't fool anyone. That shows that the special teams coach really knows how to get his players disciplined, because players always want to rush to the ball, but you got to stay in your lane. So great job there by Mr. Egan, coaching up the players well.
Pre-snap motion for Schaumburg, and it is another jet sweep. Bounces it out to the far sideline and doesn't get past the line of scrimmage.
Number 6, Amarian Jones.
Number 6, Amarian Jones on the carry. But there are plenty of Dukes there to meet him. Second and 10. Now Caluso now on the quarterback keeper. He is hit hard. Back behind the line of scrimmage at about the 17. Another 3rd down.
stopped by number
Wow, John Ranier was there instantly to take down the running back, who unfortunately didn't have the ball. But good play by them and a good tackle there.
And Josh, just like you mentioned, you're bringing up tackling for the Dukes as a strength earlier. While attending plenty of York practices this year, we've seen every single time they've run some sort of tackling physical drill, and it's really working in their favor. Now here's Malcaluso, chased outside the pocket, looking for maybe a late flag.
Number 6, excuse me.
Nonetheless, an incomplete pass, 4th down and 12 for the Saxons. Yet to get a first down tonight. We'll see if maybe they risk it and go for it, but we see the punt team trotting out. Clearly this Dukes defense is not willing to dial back the intensity whatsoever, still early in this game. And they've forced 3 straight 3-and-outs, just pure dominance thus far.
Yeah, the York's defense picking up where they left off last year is one of the best defenses in the state.
The punt hooks quite a bit and will fall out of bounds at about the 40. Every single one of these Dukes drives. Oh, and there's a little bit of a scrum there at about the 10. Things getting a little bit chippy here down by the Schaumburg goal line. Nothing too serious. No flags were called, so it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 40, just like usual.
And Veza's been extremely efficient tonight. 3 completions for 46 yards and a pair of touchdowns tonight. Great job by him, and hopefully going to continue that throughout the rest of the night. An opportunity here, unfortunately, would have way better numbers, but has thankfully had a short field every opportunity he's gotten.
Yeah, it definitely puts less pressure on the offense when you have a little bit of that cushion where you're not backed up deep in your own territory. Dukes in the spread formation. They give to Watson on 1st down.
Number 1, Kelly Watson on the run for the Dukes.
Gains about a couple.
Gain of 3 yards. He was tackled by number 10.
Watson known for his shiftiness and his quick change of direction as a running back. We've seen that from a couple of lightning in a bottle explosive runs last year from him. Second and 7. Veza takes the snap. Another run to Watson. This time he bounces it out to the sideline. Watson's got room to run. And still on his feet. Cutting back to the inside, just like I mentioned. Picking up a couple extra yards. It's a 1st down for York.
Great play there, showing exactly what you were just talking about with a nice little cutback to gain an extra 4 yards to comfortably get that 1st down.
1st down, Dukes.
Timeout taken by Schaumburg. 4:12 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Dukes on top, 14-0. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. York Sports Network.
Special thanks to our wonderful athletic trainers, Gianna Casiola and Jim Stefanich, representing Rush Physical Therapy. Tonight's team doctor is Dr. Lawrence Frank.
Back to the action now. Dukes have the ball on the Saxons' 28-yard line. 1st down, a little bit of a screen pass. Oh, dangerous. It's Filosa breaks a tackle and gets about 9. A screen pass to the far side of the field. Filosa gets his 1st reception of the day, and it goes for a gain of 9.
He was stopped by number 42. Or number 4, excuse me. Marcus Stewart, and number 2, Jacob Acevedo.
Tackle by Marcus Stewart. Second and 1. Vezza to pass again. Has his man. Oh, just out of the reach.
Looks like Charlie Specht out there.
Yeah, that was Specht. Looking for his second reception. Had his man beat. I bet Vezza's going to want it. Wish he could have that one back. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Forcing another 3rd down. The Schaumburg defense is not too shabby. They haven't really been given the best opportunity by their offense here. Well, only been given short fields every single drive. And the Dukes are knocking on the door again.
3 wideouts for this 3rd down, but the given side is to Watson. He picks it up.
Number 1, Kelly Watson up the middle. For
Only gained about 2, but all he needed was 1. The Dukes move the chains. Another focal point of Duke's practices has been red zone offense. Lots of work from inside the 20. And so far that red zone efficiency has been clear tonight. We'll see if the Dukes can cash in on another short field. Does it with the hard count, looks to his sideline. Dukes continue to stay in the spread formation. Trying to decipher what this Schaumburg defense is in right now. And I believe maybe a timeout is called. Yes. Coach Fitzgerald burns his first timeout.
And using that timeout because of this confusing defense, the Schaumburg Saxons bring down 2 linebackers, and it allows them to create a lot of coverage differences between play calls with the same front. And thankfully, Matt Vezza has the experience of last year to help him out in these situations. But to counter that, the Saxons have 3 3-year starting linebackers, Gabriel Dominguez, Jacob Acevedo, as well as John Sanfilippo, who are all very experienced in this system and know how to run it well. So whenever you run a system for that long, the players become extremely effective at it, and showing their prowess, to say. But they haven't really been put in great situations to show a couple of stands, but they have really been making this great Dukes offense work hard for every yard they're getting.
Yes, definitely 3 great talents from the Saxon defense. Unfortunately, there's 11 guys on the field thus far, and so far the team defense hasn't been up to their standards. 1st and 10 for the Dukes on the 16-yard line, excuse me. And another outside run to Watson. Cuts it back inside. Oh, gets inside the 5.
Watson on the run.
Almost went for 6 there.
Tackled by number
Just
21,
refusing to go down.
Choi.
Showing his versatility as a runner there, running between the tackles and able to break a few tackles, not just run past people, but also run through them.
The Dukes very familiar with this zone run scheme that they have been running thus far. Ran it a lot last year, seen it in some practices. 1st and goal. Quick pass to Mancini, and he walks in easily. They had to respect the outside draw to Watson, and it left the easy crossing route for the tight end wide open. Mancini has his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Dukes extend the lead.
Yeah, great play there by Mancini, great route. You know, was left wide open by the gravity of Kelly Watson. And that shows how having a holistic offense and skilled in every way allows you to open up other areas.
Point for kick is good. Kick made by number 36, Damian Glodz. Holder was number 82.
Damian Glodz makes this a 3-score game.
Already 21-0, and we are not even 10 minutes of game time into the game. The Dukes showing why they believe they can be as successful as they want to be this year through domination so far in the 1st quarter.
Just like a lot of these Dukes players on offense looking to play after high school potentially. Charlie Specht has an offer from Valparaiso University, and Kelly Watson has one from Michigan State. Very impressive. And we hope good luck for the future of these Dukes players going forward. Glad set to kick off.
Good shot. Follow.
And the Saxons trying to run. Oh no, they faked the toss this time. The guy kept it, and now he runs almost to the 30-yard line.
Kick was returned by number 6, Omarion Jones. He was
Omarion Jones on the return.
Jacob Young and number 20, Alex
Saxons continue some
Furman.
trickery in the special teams.
Definitely, that time worked a lot more, and it got their student section excited for the first time tonight, as they haven't had a lot to be excited about. But Omarion Jones has been extremely effective tonight, as he's been the only name you've really called all night, running back and wide receiver. Been effective at both.
There's speculation that there could be a penalty on the following play. The officials moving the ball back. And they will. The Saxons are starting on their own 5, still a 1st and 10,
5-yard line.
but a loss of about 20 yards. All that work from Jones goes for nothing. Saxons backed up very, very deep in their own territory. We'll see what they can do. 1st and 10 is a run that only gains about
Number 5,
2.
Joseph Macaluso on the carry, tackled by number 21.
It was actually Matt Caluso who was on the carry, but to little avail. 2nd and 8. Second and 8. Matt Caluso looking to run. Chased outside the pocket, but can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Another 3rd down coming up. The Dukes just doing a great job of controlling the pocket, setting the edge. When Matt Caluso has been chased outside and forced to run, has nowhere to go but run up the middle. Third and 9 now. 3 wide outs. Macaluso looks to his left. Fires to the sideline. That is caught. Stepped out of bounds. That's number 12, Luke Bond. I believe he is short of the 1st down.
Was out of bounds anyways. It was a far throw for not a lot of yards, but was incomplete. And now going to bring out the punt team again for the 4th time tonight. Duke's looking for a return, maybe a spark on special teams to make sure every single unit out here gets a bit of domination going on.
That's all we've seen thus far. Velosa lets it bounce, and then he receives it at the 45. Velosa cuts it back, tackled at about the 30-yard line. The Dukes have not had a drive where they haven't been starting inside Saxon territory. That continues. Another short field for Coach Fitz and the offense.
31-yard line. Speaking of lines are short at the concession stand. There's one at both the north and south end of the stadium. Don't forget, your value meal is the Duke meal, $5, your choice.
This York offense averaged 28.3 points per game last year, and it's safe to say they are well on pace to get more than that tonight. Just a great way to start off the year strong, playing intense, playing with passion. And they look to add to the lead. 1st and 10, they give to Jake Mellion. Mellion bounces it out to the far sideline, and oh, stiff arms the defender as he's dragged out of bounds.
Jake Mellion.
Reminiscent of a DK Metcalf stiff arm. Even though he got tackled, he still had to make sure he got that disrespect to the defensive back in there.
2nd and 2 for the Dukes.
Mellion, known for being a very physical running back when he played with the sophomores. 2nd and 2. As it takes the snap, it's again to Melvin. Draw to the outside.
Number 30.
And a flag.
Melvin runs for
Comes a fly in after the play. We'll see what the call is.
Melvin showing his Raheem Mostert-esque ability with his one cut and go. His acceleration is unmatched by many running backs at the high school level. And he's able to just put one foot in the ground, stop on a dime, and burst out away from everybody. He was able to burst past the defensive line there and had to get tackled by the safeties about 8 yards further than he probably should have been by most other running backs.
The Dukes with the ball in the 11 now. Quick whistle before the snap. It is the end of the first quarter.
And as the Dukes and the Saxons take a break, they are up 21-0 after 1 quarter of play. 3 more to go. Keep right here, but join us back in just a moment.
Set to resume play now, 2nd quarter. Those who are aware the Dukes jumped out to a 21-point lead and looking to add to it here. Veza looks to his right, floats one over to the right, and it's caught. Charlie Specht, his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. And that is now 4 touchdowns for Veza. And we haven't even hit halftime.
Almost a 4-touchdown quarter. Only took 1 play in the 2nd quarter for it to happen again. The Dukes continue to roll through the Saxons defense, putting on an exorbitant amount of pressure on this defense. Vocabulary.
Kick is up and good. And that is now 4 touchdowns on 4 drives.
Ruggieri on the hold and Seamus Wicklow on the long snap.
So Josh, with the Saxons now being down 4 touchdowns, if you're the Schaumburg coach, are you sticking to the game plan that you originally had, or are you going to try and switch things up a little bit? What do you think they're talking about in the huddle over there?
I don't know. It's tough to stare down this Dukes defense that has just been stuffing every single chance you have. You've been really trying everything, but I'd say try and max protect and get some passes going. This run game hasn't done anything at all. Probably has been a total of around 1 or 2 yards for 8 carries or so. So not a great job. Maybe try and get the passing game going as the quarterback showed off a little bit of an arm for a few passes there and showed some talent that could be used, but the Dukes pass rush has been too aggressive and too effective for that to be a valuable asset. But max protect and give your quarterback some time and try and dink and dunk your way down the field.
Yeah, time has been a scarcity for Mcquade thus far. Only 1 completion as Glads boots that one out of bounds. So that'll be a penalty. And the first good field position drive that the Saxons will have, and we'll see if they can take advantage of it. the offense gets a little bit of a break.
At about the 40-yard line, give or take a yard.
So now they will set up shop at the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be a false start call on one of the Duke's special teamers. That's why it's going to be a penalty, not necessarily that it landed out of bounds, because from our angle, it looked like it landed in bounds and bounced out. So the flag was a false start.
The Duke student section showing their energy here. Here's Mcquade now. Throws and almost intercepted. Cole Ostendorf bats this one down.
And Ashton Naraki with the pressure there as he nearly took down the quarterback right away, right as soon as the quarterback let it go. He took him down, showing that pressure we've been talking about earlier.
Now 4 wideouts for the Saxons. Maybe they're going to dial up the passing game a little bit. Mcquade drops back to throw. Tries to fire down the sideline and out of bounds. Incomplete pass. The intended receiver was Will Flaherty.
And as you were saying, the Duke student section getting real loud and loving it so far. And it's awesome about high school football is the student sections and how much they can affect the outcome of these games. And the Duke student section's got to be one of the best as they fill up 2 entire sections of the stadium. Nearly a quarter of the stadium is dedicated just to students.
They're getting loud again for this 3rd down. Saxons need 10. Mcquade drops back, fires to the sideline, another incompletion. The pressure there on the outside was from number 12, Marquand Brewster. Mcquade wasn't comfortable and he couldn't deliver the accurate throw. 4th and 10.
And another punt here for the Saxons, it looks like. And, you know, they did take my advice. They must have tapped into our stream and heard what we were saying about them needing to pass more, but they forgot the max protect part as Mcquade was hit on every single play that drive.
Yeah, he's taken a beating thus far. Another high punt, received at the 40. Pelosa waves the fair catch. And with 11:35 remaining, the offense comes back onto the field. Gotta wonder how many more drives the starters will have in them, given that the lead is 4 touchdowns. But it is the opener, so we will see.
So get some warm-ups in, but then you also might want to get some players to get quite a few reps in so you kind of see against competition who can take each other's spot, because there's still a lot of internal competition on this Dukes team. Everyone's fighting for playing time. And this is going to be the longest potential drive of the Dukes today, and it's still only going to be 60 yards as they start on their own 40. Great positioning for any other game, but so far today, their worst by far.
First play is a handoff to Watson. A little bit of outside zone, and he runs down the far sideline. Watson's got room. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, and the touchdown. Kelly Watson adds his name to the touchdown list. Lightning in a bottle, just like we mentioned earlier. 60 yards, 1 play. Kelly Watson adds to this Duke's lead.
Making it 34-0 so far. Dominant performance by this offense. And so far, each of the junior trio that we've been talking about, or senior trio, I got to start calling them. I was so used to mentioning them as the junior trio. But the senior trio now, plus the skills of the tight end, Anthony Mancini, has been just nothing but lights out today.
We saw it last year. We're seeing it again tonight. These 3 offensive phenoms have just taken over this game in the first half. And you're seeing it.
leaving the silence to jam out to the band real quick. Shout out to them. Very skilled group over there in the music department.
Always a fun having them around.
Brings the environment, makes the atmosphere whole. We missed them at basketball for the majority of last year, and football the year before that.
And oh, potentially an onside kick, and it is recovered by the Dukes. Schaumburg wasn't ready for it. The Dukes tying up a little bit of trickery of their own. Connor Dorner recovers the onside kick. And the offense isn't going anywhere.
Great job there by Connor Dorner. As we've seen many times throughout every level of football, it is extremely hard to try and capture a football and control it. And whenever it's spitting that much, as Damian Glotz put on probably at least 3,000 RPM on that, that would have been quite the rising fastball. But great job there by him to corral it and give the Dukes another opportunity here. You wonder, is this going to be like the last stand here for the Dukes starters? Is if they score again, which they've been scoring at will all night, that's going to be 42-0 with not even 11 or 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
It's been unbelievable what they've done thus far. In the pistol now, Veza on the quarterback keeper, tries to get the corner on the outside, which he does. Veza at the 25, he's dragged down. He's a runner. We've talked about dual threat hybrid players, guys like Watson, a couple of guys on Schaumburg. Veza's one of his own. We've seen him throw 4 touchdowns through the air, but he is a runner too. So now a 1st and 10 from the 23.
Duke's knocking on the door again. Every single piece of this offense is humming right now.
Jake Mellion now. He gets to the 15. He bounces it out to the sideline. Mellion, is he in? Touchdown. He is, yes. Jake Mellion, his first career touchdown as a member of the varsity team. The junior cashes in. And the Dukes have hit the 40-point mark with 10:33 still remaining in the second quarter. Wow. Point after is good.
And the Dukes have already eclipsed their total by 5 points of last year in a dominant performance at Schaumburg, and they are already beating them by even more, and there's 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now this brings up the real question. The real question on everybody's mind is that, will this go down in the books as a stomping or a whooping? After the game, we're going to need to take a poll on one of our social medias. We'll probably leave it in the description below. Is this a whooping or a stomping? We'll see how the rest of the game plays out. Maybe we're completely wrong, and this will be 10 moments before disaster, but we sure hope not.
Yeah, never want to speak too soon, but the Dukes' lead is more than comfortable thus far. Safe to say it's been a whooping and a stomping, mixed in with a little bit of a clowning, too. I bet you those cheerleaders are getting tired down on the field. They do a push-up and a jumping jack for every point scored. So safe to say they're getting their arm pump in tonight. 42, and we haven't even hit halftime.
Their biceps are going to be big and sore tomorrow. I don't even think I could do that.
I definitely couldn't. Received at the 10-yard line, and he runs into a wall of Duke's defenders.
Tackle made by number 45, Danny Wagner.
Outtrots the defensive starters again. Wonder if they're going to play the entire first half or at least drop 50 on them. We shall see.
You got to wonder if this is just part of the Duke's coaching staff trying to send a message maybe to the other teams in the conference. You know, a lot of talks about other teams in the West Suburban Conference, along with the Dukes that could compete for the title. The Dukes with a dominant win thus far, letting everybody in Illinois know who we are and that we are going to be super competitive this year.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if Coach Fitzgerald is a little angered by the fact that how little of a fight Schaumburg is being put off, because as the saying goes, iron sharpens iron, and if you start rolling against these bad teams, whenever you start to get to a really good team like a Glenbard West or a Lions later in the season, you're going to have to hope that you're able to still be effective.
Macaluso escapes the pocket. Brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. It'll bring up another third down. First downs have been a rarity for the Schaumburg offense.
It's third down and 9 for the Saxons of Schaumburg.
You got to feel bad if you're Schaumburg. They were looking to make a step maybe into playoff contention as a couple of middling years towards the bottom of their conference, and 12 returning starters this year.
Caluso on third down. A little quick hook is caught, but well short of the first down.
Tackle made by number 17.
And you were hoping those starters would lead you to at least a respectable record, but if this game is to show, is it going to be the same story for the Saxons throughout the course of the year, or are the Dukes just state championship ready? We don't know if we want to go that far yet.
Don't want to jump to conclusions yet. Only one game in. No, only one. A quarter and a half in, safe to say, but definitely a worthy performance here.
A worthy performance indeed, as you see these type of scores show up on the Illinois high school social media accounts of like Slow Shay with shocked face emojis at the score. And typically they're put on by schools like Lincoln Way East or Loyola Academy. So the Dukes, like you said earlier, are maybe trying to send a message to everyone that we are here as a state playoff contender, and we're going to be hard to take down throughout the whole year.
And I do feel like that's the company that the Dukes have been in. You know, struggled to make the playoffs for most of the 2010s, but last year taking arguably the biggest step in program history, and the fact that they've only gotten better since then. I mean, I don't think there's anything that says that the Dukes can't compete with the best of the best in Illinois, at least from what we've seen thus far. As you see the backup quarterback, number 5, Sean Winton, warming up on the sidelines. He'll more than likely get some action the second half, maybe the second quarter as well. The penalty was on the Dukes, so it'll be the 1st and 10 from the 33, as here's a run by a Saxon running back.
Number 3, Anthony Goya on the run. He was tackled by number 12, Marquand Brewster.
That was Anthony DiGioia on the carry. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Some pre-snap motion, and here comes the jet sweep. But to no avail. Number 1, Daniel
number 21, Cole
Ugzarzik.
Ostendorf.
Cole Ostendorf was there to clean it up, though. 3rd and 5. Third and 5. Macaluso, pressure coming, and the ball is free, and it's picked up by Marquand Brewster. He's going to take it to the house despite the whistle blowing the play dead.
Daniel Dalek on the sack.
Number 56, Danny Dalek, the senior edge, was there to force the fumble. scooped up by Brewster, another linebacker.
Fumble was recovered by number 12.
And the Dukes offense will have another
Brewster
opportunity to put up points on the board.
for a first down, Duke.
Here comes the starters once again. I wonder how many drives we're going to continue to wonder if and or when the starters are going to finally warm up the benches themselves.
As it takes the snap, and it's a give to Melvin. I will say, you don't want to jump to conclusions before you even hit halftime, but you do not want to risk injury, especially this earlier in the season. The prime example being last year when the Dukes played Schaumburg. The Saxons quarterback actually went down with injury midway through the game, sending sort of just a wave of uneasiness through the Saxon crowd. It's just never something you want to see at the high school level. So Coach Fitz does have to be careful about how much playing time the Dukes starters are getting with a lead this big. 6:30 remaining in the second quarter. Here's the handoff to Watson. Watson has some space, and he rolls into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Kelly Watson with an extremely large hole built up by the offensive line, and he could just waltz right up the middle as the Dukes now have 48 up on the scoreboard.
And point after kick is good.
Watson's up to 106 and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Kelly Watson having another standout early season game with 106 yards and a touchdown. I just can't believe it. 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, yeah. He had the
Oh,
earlier one on the
60-yarder.
yeah.
And then this one he cut back through the gap with great vision, able to see a little lane. From our angle, you could see the lane, but that's from way up here on top of the press box at the perfect angle, and he's down there in the thick of it, and he's still able to see it, showing great skill and smarts and experience there from him, as he is one of the stars on this offense. But honestly, you could name every single player as it's just been utter domination. I wish I could use more words, but they've been scoring so much that I haven't been able to look at my thesaurus and find out what other synonyms of domination I should use. But just amazingly destroying the team that is the Schaumburg Saxons.
Set to kick off for the Dukes, number 36, Damian Gloss.
Damian Glods set to kick. Marcus Stewart set to return. We'll see if Schaumburg tries to do a flip, which they do not. Bounces one out to about the 35, and a good return there by, I believe that is Stewart. Just shy of the 40-yard line. One of the better returns we've seen tonight from him.
Their shortest field tonight as they are finally past the 35-yard line, the Dukes 35-yard line. And if the Dukes keep scoring like that, I think we're going to have a bunch of bodybuilders and cheerleaders. They're going to have to do so many push-ups throughout the year. They're going to become very strong.
The quick give to the running back, DiGioia. Tackled behind the line.
So it looks like here, finally, Fitz calls off the dogs as the majority of all the starters, except for Marquand Brewster, are off the field. There's still a couple consistent rotation players like Connor Dorner on the field, but not necessarily set in stone starters. Those are all now taking to the sidelines, as it looks like.
Caluso looks to throw to his left. That is caught. That is number 14,
Pass caught by
Will
number 14,
Flaherty.
Will Flaherty.
His second reception.
Tackle was made by number 33, Joey Mausieri. 3rd and 8.
One player the Dukes have done a good job of containing thus far is running back Najari Williams, one of the returning starters from last year. But
You know, he was really effective last year in sort of a Travis Etienne role as a heavy receiving back.
meanwhile, here's Caluso. The pass is almost intercepted. There were 3 Dukes in the area. None of them could get their hands on the ball. Cole Emmerich and Alex Sherman, 2 defensive backs.
For number 6, and that brings up a 4th down. For the
Both
Texans.
attempting to catch it and both robbing each other of the interception. But turnover is coming nonetheless. This time, instead of a forced turnover, it will be turnover willing by the Saxons as they punt the ball again for, I want to say, the 7th time? 6th or 7th time tonight. Their punter's leg is going to be sore tomorrow.
Dukes only rush 8. They don't even have a man back there. I'm guessing the Dukes thought that they were going to pull a fake punt or something. But the strategy does not pay off, as a long punt will give the offense
14-yard line.
very poor field position to start. The ball marked at the 14-yard line, so not really sure what the point of that was, but
You know, we'll see, as it looks like, and it is, going to be the second the backups are going out there to play. At least they'll get to pad their stats early and try and score a long touchdown. It's going to be a solid 86 yards all the way to the other end zone, if they do end up scoring.
junior Sean Winton gets his first look on the varsity team. And here's a quick run to the junior running back Adam Fennell, and he breaks off a big one there.
Number 23.
The Dukes get back some of that field position they lost. He's tackled at about the 39, gain of 25 for Fennell. Fennell and Winton, both elite talents that just have to serve behind some of the more talented upperclassmen this year, but will certainly get their opportunities throughout this season and definitely as starters next year. Winton with another give to Fennell.
Number 23, Adam
Good
Connolly.
push from the Saxons front 4,
Tackle was made by
and they limit Fennell to only a gain of 1. There's an injured Schaumburg player down on the field. Don't want to draw too much attention to it, so we'll take a quick break. I hope everybody's okay. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Dukes with a 49-point lead. We'll be right back. Back to the action. Viewers may have noticed a running clock has been implemented since the Dukes led by more than 40. Here's a jet sweep to number 81. That is, apologies, I do not have the roster up.
Number 81.
That was number 81, Chris Danko, a junior wide receiver who broke off a big chunk of yardage there.
You heard us talking about him during the scrimmage, one of the best athletes here at York High School, and showing why. Turn on the jets. Huge gain to flip the field, going from inside his own 40 to almost inside the other the 30 of the Saxons. As you were saying earlier, this second teamer backups are still extremely talented. They just have to sit behind an extremely talented York Dukes team.
Now they fake the sweep to Danko and instead give it to Fennell, who is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. The Dukes not shying away from this spread offense, where the running back sits to the left or the right of the quarterback.
Second down for the Dukes.
Now 2 minutes to go before halftime. Winton, they give to Fennell.
Number 23.
Doesn't get a whole lot there, so third down coming up for the Dukes.
On the play, he was tackled by number 27, Frankie Russo.
Oh, I know Nate's that in is like, he's like hyping them up sometimes. What the? Did you see that? Oh, shit, there's something grasshopper. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Diego, those are chill. You could just fuck.
Winton, another give to Fennell, but will be short of the first down. 3 straight inside running plays will lead to a 4th and 6. The offense isn't going anywhere, though, it seems, at least for the moment.
You could trot Glotz out here, as we saw him in practice hit from 45, so this is well within his range.
And the Dukes stay on the field now. Oh, and a false start, unfortunately. A little bit of a miscommunication with the offense. Tight end Kevin Noonan.
And he knew it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Saw his head go up in frustration, yeah. It's unfortunate whenever that happens, especially if you're on the second team. You're fighting for your playing time. They're still trying hard to try and get a spot of consistent minutes here on this talented Dukes roster, and mistakes like that aren't going to help you out.
So now 15 seconds to go before halftime. Winton dropping back to throw, takes the hit and finds his man. That's Brian Grant. 4th and 11, but will not get the first down. And with 10 seconds remaining before halftime.
Pushed out of bounds by number 10, Kyle Stiefvater.
The offense and the defense will flip-flop, and we'll see what the Saxons do
First and 10 for the Saxons.
with 11 seconds to go before halftime. Likely one more play before halftime. Caluso takes the snap. And a little bit of a big run there from
Number 3,
That's
Anthony
Anthony DiGioia.
Tackled by number 56, Daniel Dalek.
I believe a quick timeout was taken by the Saxons. No, it was not. The clock continues to run, and that is halftime.
And that
So the Saxons
concludes
ending
our first half.
the first half with one of their
Your
longest plays of the
York Dukes
day
in the lead.
off of the run by DiGioia. But nonetheless, an extremely dominant first half for the Dukes of York. They lead this one 49-0 after one half of play. We'll take a quick break. After about 15 minutes, we'll be right back for the second half. But don't go anywhere. You're listening to York Sports Network.
Duke fans, welcome to tonight's halftime performance. This season, we will take you back to the 60s and 70s with the music of Motown, named after Motown Records in Detroit. A combination of various influences, including jazz and R&B, the Motown sound made for some of the most beloved songs of the 20th century. We hope that you enjoy our Motown opener. Our drum majors for this season are Patrick Hendricks and Audrey Johnson. They will now perform their salute. Please welcome to the field the outstanding York Palms and Cheer, led by Alyssa Ortiz, Emily Bowman, and Melissa Lancaster. They will be performing to an arrangement of Beauty in a Beat. And on your feet, Duke fans, for your York High School fight song.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you purchased a raffle ticket, courtesy of John Nolden, a proud York football alum, it's time for the drawing for a $250 Amazon gift card. If you missed out at the raffle this time, it will be happening at every home game. And our raffle winner is ticket number 241719. Ticket number 241719. Congratulations. You've won a $250 Amazon gift card courtesy of John Nolden, your mortgage loan expert. From Guaranteed Rate, located right here in Elmhurst.
Second half action, just about set to resume. Here's the kickoff from the Saxons. Dukes did defer in the first half, so they will receive it. And it's received by number 84, Luke Melander. He gets to about the 30
and the kick
before he's
by
dragged
number
down.
84, Luke Mylander, excuse me.
Going to be running clock
Tackle made by
for the entirety of this second half.
9.
Probably going to go quite a bit faster than the first, considering the Dukes will be most likely running a lot and taking their time in between plays.
1st and 10 for the Dukes.
But, you know, we'll see. We talked a lot about in the first half, are the Dukes just going to put on a stomping to demonstrate to the rest of Illinois that they are here and ready to fight?
Again, it's going to be the backups. That is number
23,
Adam Fennell.
You know, an underrated part about these games that are major blowouts is the fact that this probably gives some much-needed experience to a lot of these juniors who are going to be taking a ton of seniors' roles. Because off the top of my head, I'm going to say 12. Well, there's not 12 players on one side, but probably 10 or 11 players on the offense are seniors. So it's going to be a lot of turnover next year, and these snaps in real game situations are going to be very helpful for them next year.
Now Winton with another give to Fennell. Fennell picks up the first down.
Number 23, Adam Fennell on the run for the Dukes. Tackle made by number 75, Isaiah Martinez, but not before he ran for a first down. Dukes!
The Saxons stack in the box. Expecting another run, which they get. Fennell gains about 3.
Number 23, Adam Fennell on the run for the Dukes. Gain of 3 yards. He was tackled by number 27, Frankie Russo.
You know, I do think this game plan with Winton has been very smart thus far in terms of just not dialing up too many deep passes for him. And letting him just kind of get settled in, hand the ball off a little bit, just get comfortable being the starting quarterback. in front of almost his whole school. Just not too much pressure on him early. Here's another give to Fennell.
Number 23, Adam Fennell, lunges into the heart of the defense and gains.
They'll mark the ball just short of midfield.
Eventually stopped by number 33, Ryan Much, with the help of several of his associates.
Duke staying in 11 personnel. Winton with a third straight give to Fennell. Cuts it back into the inside and gains the first down.
Number 23,
But
Adam
the flag
Fennell
is
on the
flying
flag
towards the
on
middle of the field, holding
It's a holding
offense.
against the Dukes.
So that run is going to be taken back. It's going to be third down again, though.
So, just like you said, it'll stay third down. Now a 3rd and 12 instead of a 3rd and 3.
As you said, 11 personnel. The Dukes have been in 11 personnel nearly the whole night, and they'll probably be that for the nearly the entire season. As you have mentioned a lot, they like their spread zone offense, where they run a lot of spread wide receivers with a lot of crossing routes and outbreaking routes, as well as their zone running scheme. It's been very effective so far in the past under this Fitz regime.
Now a 3rd and 12. The Dukes stay with the run game. Well short of the first down, though.
Number 23, Adam Fennell runs again. Tackle was made by number 33, Ryan Much.
I love how Chambers is like, I'm gonna make an effort to come out. And then,
So 4th and 6, and the punt team comes out for the Dukes for the first time today.
but
Punter is senior number 14, Mason Belfans. Was actually the backup quarterback last year. Belfans with a big boot. High and deep, takes a favorable Saxon bounce though. Quite a bit of backspin on that.
Punt made by number 14, Mason Balfan.
Mason Balfans,
Punt
reminiscent
was down by number
of that
97.
winter program in Madden, the out of position, where Tom Brady is a punter in the game. Former quarterback turned punter there. Is using his leg to pretty good use as a nice punt there.
I don't have a huge amount of respect for like the cheerleader like they're doing right now. I have a lot of respect for the cheerleaders that like do the flips and stuff. Oh no, there's both.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, lead stays the same. Here's a run by DiGioia.
Number 3, Anthony DeGoya on the run. Tackled by number 32, Andrew Brickner.
Well, I mean, Tom's of the dance team.
Bricker, excuse me, Andrew Bricker.
Impressive.
Brings a 2nd and 8 for the Saxons.
Well, we kind of climbed a little bit more. Yeah, we usually do.
Here's a run to the outside, pushing to the far sideline,
Number
but
1,
could not get the
Daniel
corner
Gutierrez.
before being dragged down by
Tackled
Duke's
by
defensive
number
line.
47, Quinn Hunter.
Carry by number 1, Daniel Uksarzik.
Brings up a
And Quinn Hunter with the
third
tackle
down.
there.
I hear like Josh again talking about backup.
And good tackling is a good part of this Duke's defense, and that's very vital. As you see the Bears defense break down all the time because they don't know how to tackle a lot of the time.
Now Caluso looking to throw, complete onto the far sideline. He was hit,
Down by the
hit as he threw it, but it'll be a first down for Schaumburg. And one of the few times the Saxons have moved the chains today.
First and 10 for the Saxons on the 36-yard line.
Inside run is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Good push from the Dukes defensive line there.
As he went by number 56, Daniel Dalek.
Well, Klusa with a screen pass. And Uzarchek has some space. Brought down at about the 40-yard line. But a good play call there to spread out the Dukes defense. Good blocking downfield. And Uzarchek with probably the biggest play of the night for the Saxons. Now into Dukes territory.
Potential breakup of the Dukes clean sheet so far. First ever actual opportunity for them to score. See if they can capitalize on it after that big play.
Melkalusa forced to run. He's got some green ahead of him. Inside the 30. Oh, and the ball is free. He scooped it back up. Nearly a turnover there.
Tackled by number 47, Quinn Hunter.
Quinn Hunter with the tackle there. Another senior.
Oh, sorry, 5 on the run, excuse me. Quarterback Joseph Macaluso on the run. It's 2nd and 1 for the Saxons.
Yeah, so next week or next time we're up here, I'm going to bring my electric key. Yeah, I can get hold of it.
Malcaluso looks to throw. Down the sideline, he's got his man, and there's a touchdown for Schaumburg. They finally get on the board and erase the Dukes shutout. Daniel Uzarchek, the junior receiver, had the big reception earlier in this drive. Now hauls in the lone touchdown of the game for the Schaumburg Saxons. Now 49-6 with 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And their student section not too shabby, getting quite hyped for their first touchdown of the night here. Already 1 minute and 22, now 21, now 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Oh, and a bobbled snap. The holder couldn't haul it in, and that is caught by one of the Dukes. One of the Dukes on special team trying to block the kick.
The point after throw was intercepted by number 32 on the Dukes, Andrew Brecker.
And the PA announcer here, Mr. John Lytle, with a good description of it. The point after pause throw was intercepted there. Good play there. Ran into his own man. Probably would have been able to go all the way as all the Saxons were confused at what was happening behind them. And probably would have been able to go all the way if he didn't run into his teammate. But when you are up 43, there's not a lot of issues like that where you're really going to care. But nonetheless, maybe this week, Coach Fitzgerald is taken to him like Bill Belichick would to the Patriots and start and harp a little bit on every little thing, because those sort of mistakes, not necessarily running into each other, but the mistakes that the very few, extremely few mistakes that have happened tonight could potentially ruin a challenge at another much more competitive team.
And that ends the third quarter. Your York Dukes.
The pause between the extra point and the kickoff was enough time for the clock to wind down, and the third quarter comes to a close. The Dukes did not score in that quarter, what the Schaumburg Saxons did. They cut down the lead to 43. It's Dukes 49, Saxons 6. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Fourth quarter action coming up next. Listening to York Sports Network.
Luda Creations, Catrus Law Group, Key and Kate Couture, the Cluth family. The Locke family, Mark Sutter of Sutter Law Group, LLC. Mike Pachagno of Olympia Chiropractor and Physical Therapy. Mike and Jackie Boysen, Source One Events. Mike Nasik of Public Bank of Chicago. The Majoris family. Courtney Martier of Martier Custom Homes. And the Snyder family.
Fourth quarter starting, beginning with a kick return from the Dukes. That is number 21, I believe. Returns it to about the 25-yard line. Cole Ostendorf.
Chris Danko on the return.
Apologies, 81, Chris Danko.
Number 80, Javaris Haney.
So the Dukes offense sets up shop from the 25.
You ever do switching ever? Oh, wait, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah.
The Dukes have an upcoming schedule quite similar, but snap's about to go off. We'll get right back to that in a bit.
Here's an outside run zone to Adam Fennell. Cuts it back to the inside. Gain of about 5.
Adam Fennell on the run for the Dukes. Gain is 6 yards. Tackled by number 16. Or excuse me, number 10. Kyle.
But the Dukes are next week at Morton High School out in Cicero for their next game. Another team that I want to say they won somewhere in the 50s, probably 54-7 is my guess. 54-7 is my guess. And then after that, they play Proviso West at home, which is senior night, so show out for that.
Another inside run to Adam Fennell. Gets for the first down.
So definitely show up for that. There's a lot of seniors on this team, so that's going to be a pretty emotional night for the Dukes, and hopefully another dominating win. And then after that, it's going to be the homecoming game at home against Downers Grove North. Going to be a fun game, as last year caused some drama and some tension. There's a bit of a rivalry going on between these two schools because of what happened last year. Don't think we can mention it on air, but there's definitely some bad blood between those two schools right now.
There's Fennell with another inside run.
Gain of about 8 yards. Tackled by number
8 yards picked up there.
Colassa.
Second and 2.
I don't have any of their numbers. You can't be doing that.
Three wideouts for York. Here's Winton on the quarterback keeper. Breaks some ankles. And now Winton brought down at about the 30 of the Schaumburg's side of the field. Getting some O's from the sideline.
I wish we really had replay on that one. That would have been a fun one to replay over and over again.
There may have been a penalty, as the offense does not seem to be moving. Instead, staying at the 47-yard line. Another give to Fennell.
Number 23, Adam Fennell runs for a first down. Dukes. Entering into the game, number 77, Joey Rincuccio.
Yeah. They usually aren't for football, and I've heard Wagner tell us, like, they're all nice for football, so it's usually for time. I mean, they'll all be gone around down there, but
Another straight run to the running back Fennel. Some commotion after the play.
Adam Fennel refuses to go down.
A lot of A's from the sideline. A bit of angerment.
Which brings us to
There's quite a lot of whistles blown, and stuff was still happening down there on the field.
Now Winton off a jet sweep to Brian Grant. Grant refuses to go down.
number 10, Brian.
Nearly
Grant
gets the
on
first
run.
down.
Tackle made
It'll
by
be a
number
3rd and
33,
short now.
Ryan Much. Brings up a 3rd and short for the Dukes.
The Dukes were so dominating tonight that on Max Preps, the famed high school sports website, they have already given the Dukes the win. But you can never say never. Still 6 minutes remaining, but it's going to be quite a feat to score around a touchdown every 45 seconds for them to take back and take the lead.
Never say never.
Never say never. I just really don't want to jinx this team right now.
Number 23, Adam Fennel on the run.
But the Dukes have the ball right now
Dukes.
and wasting quite the clock currently.
6 or 7 hours. Put FR, I don't know.
This broadcast is sponsored by Vita Coco. Why choose coconut water? It replenishes electrolytes and provides vital nutrients. Sure, a lot of the players on the field now drink Vita Coco. Here's another inside zone run to Adam Fennel. Rumbles his way to about the 30.
Number 23, Adam Fennel again with the run for the Dukes.
But this broadcast is really sponsored by the Athletic Boosters. The Athletic Boosters actually do a lot for us, and we really do appreciate what they do and all the money they bring to the programs. It's very awesome, everything they do. The opportunities they give the players and the resources they give the players and us is quite tremendous for most schools, and we do appreciate every one of their members.
Number 67.
And Vita Coco.
Number 61, Jack Kraus.
Can't have one without the other. Here's what seems like a 10th straight run to Fennel.
Number 23,
Seems
Adam
like 100
Fennel.
straight plays have gone in his hands.
I think you might want to pull the black thing back on your mic.
In checks a fellow engineering student, Mr. Michael Wilson.
A fan favorite.
Fan favorite. Trying to get some pancakes here. We'll see if we'll have a nice breakfast at 9:25 at night. Healthy and balanced. You have many different kinds of pancakes. Chocolate pancakes, blueberry pancakes.
Here's Winton on the read option. A couple
Stiff
of,
arms a man.
yeah, well read though by the
Five,
Saxon
Sean Winton with
defense.
the ball for the Dukes.
Good swarming effort there by them.
Tackled by number 33, Ryan Much.
Offline.
Brings up 4th down.
It'll be the Dukes have controlled possession for nearly this entire 4th quarter. I believe they have had it for all of the 4th quarter. 3 minutes to go.
Fennel reminiscent of an NFL running back's load tonight. 17 rushes
Wow.
for 89 yards. Had to check in with our statistician, TJ
Salkaitis. TJ Salkaitis.
Saltitis.
Number 23, Adam Fennel on the run.
Fennel was
helpful.
short on the 4th down carry.
1st down, Saxon.
The junior TJ, the best statistician in the West Suburban Silver Conference, fighting for that all-conference spot here at Statistician.
It wasn't that color.
There's another fan favorite out on the field, taking the field for the defense, number 25, Jim Berja. Jim Berja, they call him.
Looks like some dance team is coming back in.
2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
Timeout called by Schaumburg.
Timeout Schaumburg, first down.
Some of our sponsors. Matt's Minions, Hope for ALS. Gerber Collision and Glass. The Denko family.
With this timeout, we'll take a quick break.
Doc's Victory Club.
H.B. Jones, Victory Steak and Seafood, and Gambino's Little Italian Deli. Suburban Welding and Steel, the Snyder family. John Nolden of Guaranteed Rate, here in Elmhurst. He's a York football alumni. The Grant family, Kelly Stetler, Compass Realty, and the Speck family. We'd like to thank all of our York athletic sponsors. You can be a York booster too and do your part to support all of York athletic sports.
So now it'll be a first down run for the Schaumburg Saxons. We'll see what they do with this 2 minutes of offense.
George Sanchez.
They don't seem to be rushing in any hurry, trying to run their 2 minute offense. Just seem to be taking their time.
Looks like they've accepted their fate. There will be an L in their column to start the night.
And the season. Another handoff. Gain of a couple. As we approach the 90-second mark before the Dukes go 1-0.
And I don't know if you saw this, but a certain player came to the sideline and was congratulated quite a bit by his fellow teammates. That was number 40, one of the very few in the history of York, a dual varsity sport athlete, but in the same season, Will Check, kicker for the Dukes, as well as center back, I want to say, maybe center mid on the Dukes defending state champion soccer team who won last night. And you could go back and watch that broadcast on this channel, York Sports Network.
And number 49, Jonathan Zala.
But yeah, just like you mentioned, Will Check, good friend of ours. Handoff goes for about 4 yards.
Number 18 on the run.
In these waning moments of the Dukes opener. That may be the last play of the game. And what was a purely dominant victory for the Dukes. Jumped out 49-0 in the second quarter and never looked back. 3, 2, 1, and that is it. York moves to 1-0, starting off the season as strong as anybody could possibly start a season. The final score, Schaumburg Saxons 6, York Dukes 49. Josh, what were you most impressed with throughout this game?
It was an all-around performance. I'm honestly impressed by that in itself. As the Dukes last year, their passing, defense, and offense last year was a little bit inconsistent. It wasn't bad per se, but it wasn't the best, just like their rushing offense and rushing defense. But tonight, it was dominant in both facets. It was an all-around stomping or whooping. Remember, we'll put the poll in the description. You decide, was it a stomping or a whooping? And we'll find out. But either way, the Dukes dominate here at Clarence East Field tonight on August 26, 2022 to open up their 2022 campaign with quite the success.
Yeah, the Dukes just completely sent a message tonight, and that message is they are here, and they are here to compete with the best of the best in the state of Illinois for football. But with that, we wrap up tonight's game. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Gavin Connolly. To my right,
Joshua Melvin.
Yep. Thank you to everybody else, all of our tech team for YSN, Jack Borchers, executive producer, TJ Selkitis, statistician, Connor Choi, Lily Rennick, Sepp Straka, and Diego Carrera on cameras. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a great night, everybody.